We are joined by the representatives from the Educational Management Information System Division, or MSD, as well as from the Office of the Director for the discussion of the enrollment guidelines. Now, for the first part of our orientation, we will discuss the policy rationale and MLESF features, particularly the facilitation, collection, and tabulation using the summary matrix. So let us now call Sir Ariel Tandingan from MSD. Sir Ariel, you may now have the screen. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Okay. Can we just turn off na lang po muna yung video so that the presentation will see po yung ano. Thank you. I'll just share the presentation. Nakikita na po? Okay. So this is the guidelines on enrollment for school year 2021-2022 in the context of continuing national public health emergency due to COVID-19. So this is the final draft. Eventually, after this orientation, we will issue the policy signed by the Secretary. So the MSD, MSD Planning Service is the responsible for the establishment of guidelines and standards on the management of basic education data and in providing statistical reports and analysis and ensurely timely, accurate, and relevant basic education statistics for the purpose of planning, allocation of resources, policy development, and the like. So yung mga hindi pa po nakakaalam sa MSD, that's our function po. So amid the continuing national public health emergency due to COVID-19, the battle cry of the department is that learning shall continue and find ways to improve the provision of learning opportunities to all Filipino learners. This policy provides a range of options to facilitate the enrollment of learners all public schools in basic education and excuse me. Paki-turn off lang po yung sound po. Thank you very much. And alternative learning system programs nationwide. SUC and LUCs offering basic education and private schools are encouraged to adopt this policy to their specific context. So this guideline shall govern only for the school year 2021-2022 enrollment. And for this, we will need to prioritize the health and safety of all that will be involved in the enrollment process. So sabi nga ni Robert Chick, your health and well-being should be your number one priority. Nothing else is more important. Enrollment process that is efficient and maintain excellent level of data accuracy for realistic assessment and decision making. So this is the instruction to parents or guardians and enrollees. So according to the draft guidelines, for incoming grades 1 to 6, grade 8 to 10, and grade 12, learners will be contacted by the school, preferably through previous advisors for remote enrollment procedures. However, parents or guardians may also reach out to their child's advisor for enrollment through the contact numbers published by the school. So, halos ganun pa rin po yung mangyayari for the from the last school year na magkakaroon pa rin po tayo ng remote enrollment. We will use still the online platforms to enroll our learners po. While for incoming kindergarten, grade 7 and 11, parents of incoming kindergarten grade 7 and 11 learners shall communicate or reaffirm their intent to enroll their children to a school of their choice via digital and or physical enrollment platforms established by schools, which is similar procedure during the early registration. For transferring naman po, learners planning to transfer from one school to another shall directly contact the receiving school through its published enrollment contact details. Previous advisor is no longer required to facilitate submission of the modified learner enrollment survey form of learner that is about to transfer to another school. So ulitin ko lang po that Yung mga transferee po ay directly na po siya makikipag-ugnayan sa sa school na papasukan niya po. So the previous advisor is no longer required to decision of the MLESF. Also, for balik-aral enrollees, all balik-aral enrollees shall directly contact their preferred school for enrollment. The receiving school shall register enrollees enrollment and survey data. So ganun din po ang balik-aral, hindi na po yung previous school niya ang tatanggap ng MLESF, but yung current school year na papasukan niya for school year 2021-2022. For ALS enrollees or the Alternative Learning System enrollees may communicate their intent to enroll via digital and or physical enrollment platforms established by schools and barangays with community learning centers. So we will use now the modified ALS Form 2. So it will be shown later. Shall be used for this purpose, consistent with the DepEd Order number 58 series of 2017, and this form will also be made available in digital and physical format. So for the next process, for the protocol for enhanced general enrollment, so for the pre-data collection, the school shall designate school enrollment focal person or the SEFP, grade level enrollment chair or the GLEC, and the ALS enrollment focal person. School heads shall designate a school enrollment focal person who will oversee the overall conduct of enrollment in the school. So for very large, and medium schools, pwede po tayo mag-assign ng grade level enrollment chair designated by the school head to facilitate smooth implementation of enrollment procedure in the respective grade levels. So the grade level enrollment chair shall receive all the modified learner enrollment survey form and turn them over to prospective class advisors who will then review and summarize result data using the modified learner enrollment survey form summary matrix form. Sabi dito that the previous class advisors shall inform their previous advisory class of the need to accomplish the MLESF for school year 2021-2022. So kung tatanungin po natin if kailangan pa nilang update nung kanilang LESF for previous school, yes po, kailangan po because may mga nadagdag rin po tayong mga data elements for that. Kaya po ginawa po siyang modified learner enrollment survey form for school year 2021-2022. All schools are directed to receive all accomplished ALS enrollment form in their locality. School heads may designate the ALS enrollment focal person, particularly in schools hosting a school-based ALS class. Usually naman po, kung may mga malalapit naman po mga community learning centers within a school or nasa loob po siya ng school yung mga yung ating mga AEFP na ALS enrollment focal person. Off lang po yung mic. Sir, yung sound po. Okay, thank you. The designated ALS enrollment focal person shall receive all the accomplished ALS enrollment forms and shall coordinate with their division ALS coordinator in processing the ALS enrollment forms. So yun po yung mga gagawin po ng SEFP or the School Enrollment Focal Person, Grade Level Enrollment Chair, and the ALS Enrollment Focal Person. So next po natin, letter B, establish digital and physical enrollment platforms. The SDOs and schools shall make the modified learner enrollment and survey forms available both in digital and print form. Kung mapapansin niyo po, nandun na rin po siya sa ating LIS dashboard, yung ating MLESF in Tagalog and in English po. So digital format of the MLESF shall be made accessible or downloadable from the websites of the central office, regional offices, schools division offices, and schools. It shall also be made available in the LIS support page, which sabi nga natin kahapon na deploy na po natin siya, na you can download it directly dun sa ating LIS support page. In coordination with barangay officials, school may facilitate drop-box enrollment through setting up booths and or kiosks in front of the school. in every barangay hall and other visible locations that are accessible to parents and guardians for the distribution of printed modified learner enrollment survey forms, along with enrollment procedures and contact details, and for the retrieval of the accomplished MLESFs. So the process shall strictly adhere to the minimum health and safety standard defined by the IATF. So ganun pa rin po, like we did last year na naglagay lang po tayo ng mga booths or kiosks sa mga barangay hall and sa mga visible locations, and andun rin yung pagre-retrieve at the same time yung pagsasubmit ng ating mga parents or learners ng kanilang modified learner enrollment survey form. The regional office and SDO shall maintain or activate hotlines that they are established during last year's enrollment period, or set up other communication lines that are dedicated for offline balik eskwela to disseminate information and respond to queries on enrollment procedure. Ayun. So, yun nga, we need to emphasize actually sa mga schools natin na yung kanilang contact number or the email addresses po ng mga dapat po isasubmit ng mga MLESF, lalo na po sa SDOs and regions po. For letter C po, deferred deadlines for submission of documentary requirements. So in recognition of the difficulties presented by the current public health emergency and the guidelines set by the IATF, deadlines for the submission of documentary requirements under Section 5A of the DepEd Order Number 3 Series of 2018 shall be deferred to December 31, 2021. This shall apply to both public and private schools. Only schools and their personnel shall coordinate the transmission of learners' record, whether internally or externally. As such,
layo pagani kaayo ang submission ng documentary requirements December 31, 20.
Yes po, December 31, 2021. So, the underline sentence po is schools shall not compel learners and their parents or guardians to take responsibility for transmission of school records. So, ayan po, maliwanag po yan sa ating lalabas na guidelines on the DepEd order about that enrollment process for school year 2021-2022. Letter D. So for the letter D, yan, option to transmit electronic, wait lang po, electronic format and scan copy of credential document for specific grade levels for grade 6 and 10 completers who already enrolled in grade 7 and 11 respectively. So transmission of scanned copy of Form 137 or the school Form 10 together with other supporting or attached document to the receiving school is an option. So sabi nga po rito, option lang po. Kasi as stated in the previous slide, we have hanggang December 31 that to defer the submission of those documents. So sabi, provided that the request was made through LIS portal, tracking or transfer facility as is instructed in DepEd Order 54 Series of 2016, or the guidelines on the request and transfer of learners' school records. So later on, it will be emphasized by the next speakers. So official emails also shall be used in sending or receiving by both schools. The option to transmit scanned credential or document through official email instead of sending hard copy of document is also applicable for kinder completers who opted to transfer and enroll into grade 1 in another school. ALS mobile teachers may also use this option in sending electronic or scanned copy of the portfolio assessment passage certificate for elementary and junior high school completer who enrolled in grade 7 and 11 respectively. Option lang po natin this documentary requirement. But still, magpe-prevail pa rin the previous slide na may deferment tayo up to December 31, 2021. Letter E po, disseminate information and enrollment procedure. DepEd shall disseminate information on the enrollment procedures to the public through print, social media, radio, and television. Schools shall publish the contact number of schools and or the designated teachers for queries and enrollment procedures. So we need to disseminate all the necessary
Go ahead, Sir Ariel. Thank you po.
Hanggang sa data collection and reporting or letter B na po ba ako? Noon nawala?
Continue na, Ariel.
Okay. For letter B po, the data collection through the initiative of parents or guardians, schools shall provide specific instructions on how parents or guardians of prospective enrollees may contact the school through the designated school enrollment focal persons. Once contacted by the parents or guardians of prospective enrollees, designated school enrollment focal person shall facilitate the collection of data and information data stipulated in these guidelines through the grade level enrollment chair. The SEFPs shall accommodate, increase, and facilitate data collection as remotely as possible, whether via phone call, SMS, or social media, even the Facebook Messenger, whichever is mutually convenient for both parties, sa parents at the same time sa schools. Okay. For letter C, through established digital and physical platforms, the schools shall provide specific instructions to guide the submission of enrollment and survey forms by the parents or guardians of prospective enrollees, especially the transferees, kindergarten, balik-aral learners, and ALS learners who obtain the modified learner enrollment survey form from enrollment booths or kiosks.